Alright, that was 10 or 11 shots with the H&N Terminator, 16.3 grain. The total diameter of this group is 3/8 of an inch. And the center to center diameter is 1/4 of an inch. And I'll tell you right now, I can do better than that. I'm a little off today, but and this isn't zeroed for the Terminators. This is actually zeroed for the Polymags, so I'm a little right. But the accuracy of the H&N Terminator is awesome. I have found it accurate in every rifle I've ever tried it in. Some rifles will like it more than others, obviously. Some won't like it at all, I'm sure. But in my experience, the H&N Terminator is a very accurate pellet. And even though this is only 10 yards, that's the 10-shot group. That's why I'm doing 10-shot groups from now on, especially at 10 yards. Once I start doing accuracy testing at longer ranges, I might do 5s. But 10 shots, actually maybe 11. I have to count. I lost count. But 10 yards off a sandbag, just one front sandbag. I don't have one in the back, And that's what you get. Okay, guys, this is the new and improved version of my soft target expansion test. Same 2-liter bottle full of water, and there is no cap on this bottle. There is a rubber glove held on by rubber bands covering the top of the bottle, and now there is a piece of buffalo leather on top of there held on with rubber bands as well, because the skull test, the hard target test, is the same thing, and I leave the cap on, just no rubber glove. So you have the hard plastic cap under there to be the skull, and then the leather skin, but it's buffalo leather, so it's a lot thicker than coon skin or rat skin or any other kind of stuff you shoot with an air rifle usually. So no, there's no fur on it, but buffalo leather is probably similar to penetrate as, say, a furry coon hide or something like that. But it's skin-ish, it is skin. So hopefully this is a little more realistic of a test. But let's give it a whirl with the H&N Terminator here. Okay guys, this is the hard target test. We have the leather over the hard bottle cap, and that's what we're shooting through. 10 yards. Okay guys, here we are. The soft bottle was the green one, and I've noticed now that I've done 4 of these that every single shot has split the mouth of the bottle. So I'm not hitting the mouth of the bottle. I know I'm not. It's just from the concussion. It's blowing the bottles apart. That's force doing that, not an impact. That is pressure. Boof. Exploding. But anyway, I can already tell you these are some surprising results. Now remember, this is the soft target. This was this rubber glove over top of there, held on with rubber bands. And then there was leather on top of that with rubber bands. And that's all. That's all there was. Now, oops, didn't get it. It's hard to watch the camera and what I'm doing. Did I lose it? There's something in here I didn't want to lose. Oh, I see it. It's stuck. Good. Okay. Let me get this out of here because it's important. Now remember, this was the soft target test. Here's what we had in the bottle. We have this plug of leather, and we have a non-expanded Terminator. This Terminator did not appreciably expand as designed. It was plugged. The hollow point cavity was plugged by this little piece of leather here, and it did not function optimally. It did not, which is very surprising to me. I'm very surprised to see that. I'm going to have to retest the Terminator, or not the Terminator, the Polymag, because this is a big deal. You expect this to expand. I completely expected this to expand, but the plug of leather destroyed that. Obviously, I'll give you measurements at the end of the video. But now let's go over to our hard target. And again, you see floating in the bottle this perfectly round piece of plastic from the cap, which is one of the reasons I know I didn't hit the side of this bottle, because this is where the pellet went through and punched a perfectly round piece of plastic. Well, that's a lot of P's. Punched a perfectly round piece of plastic through and into the bottle. Now there was a plug of leather in here. Oh, wait a minute. I know where it is. Never mind. So we dump it out. We don't get it on the feet. Come back here. Now to get the pellet. And here is our hard target pellet. And look at that. That's the Terminator with the plug of leather still inside. It's still attached to it. Now this one deformed substantially more than the soft target one, but it didn't expand as designed. That's not what happened here. It just smushed. It just smushed. So, conclusions. What conclusions can we make? For one, I'm not happy that the Terminator did not expand through the leather. I understand I won't be shooting buffalo, but, you know, it's going to clog up with fur and other, you know, coon skin and whatever else. So, is the Terminator going to expand in an animal reliably every time? I don't know that. I can't say that. This evidence suggests that no, it will not. Now, I'm not sure if that's the fact of the matter, but this test certainly indicates that. So, I'll get you the measurements. The Terminator is very accurate. Either of these shots would have killed an animal, I'm sure. Worst case scenario with this one is it's a wad cutter, which is a fantastically deadly design in and of itself, whether it expands or not. So, yeah, that's going to put a world of hurt on something, whether it expands or not. So, it's very accurate, and can you count on it to humanely take your prey? Yes, but that's with the caveat that it may not actually expand to do that.
It might do it and not expand, but you know, if you're paying for an expanding pellet, that's what you should get. The hard test is precisely what I anticipated. Had the plug not stayed in here, and actually I don't know that the plug staying in here had that much of an effect, because just like the Polymag, when this soft lead hits something hard, and you'd be surprised how hard the tip of a 2-liter bottle cap is. It's very hard. I would have to say it's similar to a skull, but it's going to deform this beautiful pellet and do away with all its little grooves and notches and hollows and things, and you end up with this smushed thing, which is probably going to go in the skull and do the brain damage and take your quarry, but it's not ideal. It's not designed for penetration, it's designed for expansion, and it's not going to do that through a skull. So I would not use these for skull shots. I have used these for body shots, particularly on rats. And actually, truth be told, I did take 2 woodchucks with these pellets and skull shots, both. Instant kills, you know, there was no suffering or anything, but that was really because the H&N Terminator was what I had on hand, not because it's ideally suited to the task. It's not. It's very accurate. It's decent for soft-bodied animals. Every rat I've put a body shot on, granted, you know, I'm a pretty good shot. I get them where they need to go, but they were instant incapacitation and death, you know. I don't let anything suffer. I will not do that. And these are deadly pellets, because like I said, even if it doesn't expand, it's a wad cutter. So make your own mind up about whether you want the Terminators or not. Thank you.